I must bring you this special segment. Modelo Especial is now the #1 selling beer. Sales figures topped $333 million in May, a 15% rise in the same period last year as Bud Light sales fell to $297 million amid Dylan Mulvaney backlash. Now, we did have mutterings of this last week, when they said that Bud Light was on its way too far from the top spot. One analyst said that Modelo had taken over nationally across all metrics, but now we have the definitive report. It has happened, not just speculation, not just analysis. Modelo is now #1, and I love to hear it because Modelo's actually really great. I'm a big fan. Never liked Bud Light. I do like Modelo, though I don't really drink, to be completely honest. And let's clear something up. So we had talked about this before, that Modelo was owned by Anheuser-Busch, but the clarification is that is only outside of the United States. Inside, due to an antitrust action by the government, Constellation Brands controls the rights to Modelo, so that means Anheuser-Busch has lost the top beer by engaging in culture war garbage. The Daily Mail reports Modelo Especial has now dethroned Bud Light as the top selling beer in America after years of a long-time industry leader holding the top spot. In the 4 weeks ending May 28, Modelo Especial store sales soared past $333 million, a 15.6% rise on the same period last year. Modelo surpassed Bud Light's $297 million, which was a 22.8% fall in sales. Anheuser-Busch, the parent company of Bud Light and Modelo Especial, has seen market cap value plummet $27 billion. Holy crap, $27 billion following a disastrous team-up with Dylan Mulvaney. And here is a picture of some woman on Instagram drinking a Modelo. I guess he's got an American flag binder. You choose America, you have your choice, you have country. Where is this, New Mexico or something? Country, bumpkin woman drinking a Modelo with an American flag, or Dylan Mulvaney trying to be Audrey Hepburn, I think, and offending people. Bill Newlands, the CEO of Modelo Especial's owners Constellation Brands, had the increase in sales happened quicker than they anticipated. When all this stuff went down with Dylan Mulvaney and all these beer companies, I bet everybody in the C-suite at Modelo cracked open some beers they were probably shotgun, and I'm being like, yeah, our rivals are destroying their brand. We thought that it would take a little longer. We've been very fortunate that that's gone a little quicker than we had anticipated, but what a great position to be in on the beer side, he told Newsweek. He's dancing on the grave of Bud Light. U.S. sales and Modelo are controlled by rival Constellation Brands and do not count as part of AB InBev's global volumes. As part of an antitrust settlement, Anheuser-Busch and Constellation did not immediately respond to a request to comment, according to consultancy firm Bumps Williams Consulting. Modelo Especial sales worth $341.9 million the week ending May 27 compared to Bud Light's $298.6. However, long-term trends show that Bud Light remains the top selling beer in the U.S. this year so far, according to Nielsen IQ, but that is unfair. It's unfair because there is the pre-controversy and the post-controversy. So what needs to happen is we need a clean year of data. So starting from when the controversy happened until April 1st of next year, then we'll get the real picture. But I think it's fair to say right now, we know what Bud Light sales are done. They're gone. I get it again. They're still selling beer. I still see people drinking it. But when 30% of your market leaves you, that is the death note. One thing we explained quite a bit on Timcast IRL is I'm not a big sales guy. I only know a little bit because we've been doing some of this, but how volume plays a role in whether or not you can sell something at a price point. Let me explain. Let's say you have 10,000 employees, and it costs you, let's just say an arbitrary number, $10 million per month to run these facilities. There is a fixed cost, and then a variable cost. Your fixed cost is you can always run these factories so long as you have, let's say, $10 million per month. That gets you a bare minimum amount of cans sold. Now you want to increase the amount of cans you're producing, and the cost goes up per month. So here's what you do. If you sell 1 million cans and your profit is only $1 per can, you make $1 million, but that means your can is going to cost you no, let's just say $3 or $4 if you sell 10 million cans. You can reduce that margin by a factor of 10 down to 10 cents per can and still make the same amount of money. Granted, you don't want to be that direct because making more cans of beer costs more money. My point I'm trying to make without making it overly complicated, because I'm sure there's other people can explain it better. Bud Light is able to produce at the volume they do because their fixed costs don't grow as quickly as their variable costs. That's how bulk sales generally work. Most of you probably know this. It's why when you order more of a thing, it's cheaper because the company that produces it says we don't need to make $1 per can. If we're selling 1 billion cans, a penny would be fine. So we're dealing this with Cast Brew Coffee. Check out Cast Brew Coffee, castbrew.com, castbrew.com's website. We're dealing with this in that because we're doing smaller batches in order to cover the costs of everything we're doing. We need to. It's more expensive, right? If you go to Starbucks, you get I think for the same price as a Cast Brew bag. Starbucks has 4 more ounces. So if you like Starbucks, sure, if you want to support us, we're smaller. Nothing we can do to cover the cost of running the business. We're trying. We're like, that's we have a solid 4, but if we sold like 1 million bags instead of a few thousand, could reduce that all the way down.